This is Brick Wall Cinema with your host, Chance the Riot. And on today's episode, we have Sergio with us talking about the 2007 classic Superbad. So, Sergio, we got a couple of trailers out today. We got the Spaceman trailer, the Gentleman TV show trailer, and upgraded the Vince Staples show. This Is Me Now, and Suncoast. Which trailer do you want to start first with?
I guess we can start with the first one we saw, which was Spaceman.
All right, Spaceman, the new sci-fi movie with Adam Sandler in it. What do you think of it, Sergio?
I think it's pretty obvious that it's kind of going for like an award or like to be like it's going for like it's pretty obvious it's going for the award, like trying to be like a very existential kind of movie. Or wait, is this a show, right?
This is a
Show or movie?
movie. This is a movie.
Movie, right? Sorry. We've seen a few things, so it's getting kind of confusing. But anyway, it looks actually pretty interesting. Like the whole thing with if he's going crazy or not seems to be something that's pretty interesting. Whether or not it turns out to be real or not, it's gonna seems like a very interesting kind of movie. But it also seems like a very like kind of like for people who are like for mostly critics, because it seems like something that is gonna be very deep and very like I said, existential, very confusing at times.
It reminded me of like Gravity and ISS, mainly because it's in space, so I can't really get past that. And also the fear I had when I watched the trailer for the first time. I don't know why, but I got really claustrophobic and freaked me out. And also seeing the spider there, I'm like, I know this isn't real, but I don't want it to be the idea that it could be real because it kind of freaks me the hell out with a talking spider with a very calm voice. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I guess we're gonna be flashing back to him as back at home and also in the space station and seeing him talk to his wife, and it looks like she's pregnant at one shot too in the trailer.
She
And
is pregnant.
yeah, but then it looks like he's also on land. Oh no, never mind. That looked like a fantasy. Clearly, it's gonna be making you question what's real and what's not real throughout the whole movie.
I think that's
And
kind of the point because, as it said, like in the beginning of the trailer, like he's getting very lonely and he's in space for a very long time, completely isolated. So it seems like a given that he would go crazy at some point. And if it, like I said before, if it does turn out to be like him going crazy or it being real, it does seem like something very interesting to see and experience.
I also think it's that whole there's a thing going around, Sergio, where they have comedians playing serious roles, and you can always tell they're playing something serious if they have a beard. That's always been true with comedy with comedians. Even with Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting, notice he's wearing a beard. In this one, he's wearing a beard too. And yeah, after seeing Adam Sandler in what's it called? What was that movie that came out a couple years ago? The Uncut Gems. Yeah, after seeing him in Uncut Gems, it looks like he's trying to be more than just a comedian, like comedy producer and slash actor. So like he'd be more serious with his roles. Like he's always been doing it, like Punch Drunk Love and like sort of serious movies throughout the decades. But now it seems like he's more in his comfort zone in it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for it. Next up, we got the trailer for The Gentleman, a new series from Guy Ritchie going on Netflix. What do you think of the trailer, Sergio?
Let's see, this trailer, it seems to cater towards the people who are interested in more like like European like style of things, because it seems to dive heavily, but it also seems to like be kind of like a crime kind of movie, like where like sort of like those kind of movies where they talk about like a crime syndicate, like from their perspective. Seems like a people who would enjoy like the movies shot by the villains perspective, I guess. I can't say too much about it because like it's pretty vague in what it's doing, but it's pretty obvious what themes are gonna be in it. But overall, it seems like something that would be pretty like
Fun?
yes, I would say. I'm
I'm
having a hard time trying to figure out like how to pin down this because it's like I said before, the trailer doesn't really give a whole lot about the plot. It mostly gives about like what's gonna be happening in this.
I think it looks pretty cool. I haven't seen the movie. I knew it came out a couple years ago, but I was always it was all like on my watch list. But I never really wanted to see it yet. But now seeing the trailer, I'm like, huh, I can't tell if it's gonna be a prequel to the show to the movie, or if it's gonna be its own thing based off of the movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, and it's coming out. Let's see what's coming out soon. Oh, okay. So it's right around the corner. Sergio says it's coming out soon. That means either tomorrow or December 15th. I don't know. Next we got Upgraded. Going to Prime Video. What do you think of this trailer?
This actually doesn't seem like a kind of movie I would watch. It's pretty explicit in the trailer that it's about a woman trying to go up in the world, and she ends up accidentally impersonating an art gallery manager, and she has to deal with like the fact that she's caught in her own web of lies. And there's also like a romance plot in it, and it seems like it could be interesting, but it doesn't seem like my kind of movie.
I was kind of interested at first when I saw it, but I realized, oh my god, this is like a wannabe Devil Wears Prada. Like,
What?
have you ever seen Devil Wears Prada?
I don't think so. Explain to me.
Well, it's about this new, like, I think like new intern. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember like Anne Hathaway's in it. She has a new job where she works for this boss. Her boss is like super ruthless, played by Meryl Streep, and she like very commanding around the office and like saying people saying don't look at her or make sure you get it right. Don't matter what you do. And she like say like these crazy requests and like I need you to get coffee for me right now. Where are you? I'm running to the Starbucks to go get it. Stuff like that. Basically, that type of ruthless boss that everyone's afraid of. And in the fashion industry though too. So I'm guessing that's what the difference is between this one's like instead of it being like assistant and boss sort of working together, it's mainly like the assistant trying to be more independent, lying her way to the top, which I'm not really a big fan of, like the lie reveal type story plots because it seems like they're not really different in I mean as much because they always have the same resolution, same conflict, same way of. Nah, actually no, nothing's different about this. It looks the same as all the other ones. Enough said. Next we got the Vince Staples Show on Netflix. So you don't know about Vince Staples, Sergio?
No.
It's a famous rapper. He did a song "Home" from the Spider-Man to Spider-Verse soundtrack. You don't remember that one?
Uh, I have seen the Spider-Verse. I do like it. Some of the songs are great, but I don't recall it.
The trail. It was in the trailer for the first movie.
I didn't really see the trailer for the first movie. Oh no, wait,
Oh,
no, I did, but I don't remember the music because I just all I remember was "What's Up Danger" was in the trailer.
that
The
was
one
not
that
in the
I saw.
trailer.
That's the song I remember the most. So I don't remember the other songs.
Well, he's a famous rapper. Let's just put it like that. And with this trailer, it looks like they're trying to do more of a, like you said, Atlanta type of show where they're making it more comedic and also in reality in a way too, but also hyper realistic in a way to where it's not our reality, but it is a.
That's not hyper realistic. That this is exaggerated. That's what
Yeah,
Atlanta did. Like they relied on like real life situations, but they exaggerated it a bit.
that's what I meant to say. Yeah. So like it looks funny. I'm definitely gonna give this a watch. How about you?
I don't know because I've watched some of Atlanta with you. It didn't really capture me the way you did. But I think I might give it a watch. Maybe see if it's interesting.
All right. Anything else to say about it before I go to the next trailer?
No.
Next, we got the new Jennifer Lopez or J Lo movie called "This Is Me Now," a love story. That's the title. What do you think of this trailer, Sergio?
The only thing that caught my interest was actually when Neil deGrasse Tyson made like voiced just as like it was going into like an existential like space kind of scene. Overall, this movie seems to be more about like a artistic view on Jennifer Lopez's life so far. And that does look to be interesting, but I'm not sure if it's the kind of movie I would go see because there's a lot of like existentialism and like a love tri and a love kind of what is it you call it? A love kind of it's not a love triangle because there's no other people. Although they
Like
do like
Love
say like
Hexagon.
she might be a sex addict, like kind of like love drama with that whole thing. It's not really the kind of show, not really the kind of thing I like seeing all that much, unless like it's important to the plot and enriches the characters. But I'm not really sure.
I think it looks pretty cool. Like like you, I'm like you. I don't really care about the love part of it. I'm more interested in like the visuals because it looks like it's gonna be really cool, like visually and the like dancing too and the songs. Cause have you ever seen the movie Selena, Sergio?
Selena? No,
Really? I,
I don't think so.
I watched it in like high school. I thought you might watch it too. But like she plays the singer
Selena
Selena.
Gomez?
No, I mean the singer Selena.
Yeah, I don't know. I only know Selena Gomez.
Oh my god, how old are you? I'm not messing with you. I'm messing with you, Sage. I know how old you are. But she did a really good job. She like this movie looks like it had like a huge cast in it too. In one thing I noticed is that they have Ben Affleck in the movie, which she married at one point in her life, and he also after they it's funny because also Ben Affleck married two Jennifers, Jennifer Lopez and Jennifer Lopez and Jennifer Gardner. She was Elektra.
What?
You know Jennifer Gardner,
No,
Elektra from Daredevil, not the TV show, the movie.
I never saw the movie.
They also got Sofia Vergara from Modern Family, Keke Palmer, Post Malone, Trevor Noah, Fat Joe, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Jennifer Lewis. That's a pretty stacked cast for this movie, though. I gotta say, I might even see it just because of them.
I expected it as much.
Why?
Looks like this. It looks like it's very high budget, like a very high budget. So I expected there to be like some pretty big names.
Yeah, but I thought it'll be going to theaters or something. They're just going to Prime Video
Mm.
on February 16th, too. 2 days after Valentine's Day. That feel like it's a missed opportunity, though.
I'm not really sure how that's a missed opportunity. There is a love plot in it, but it doesn't really seem to be focusing on that. It's more about existentialism and looking back on your life.
The movie is called "This Is Me Now," a love story. Wouldn't you want the love story to come out on the day of love?
I don't know. It depends on what it is that's focusing on.
Love,
Yes, but it seems more like a self-love.
still love. You don't ever just give Valentine's Day gifts to yourself?
No.
You should try it, Sergio. It's pretty cool.
Why? That's
It-
just basically buying myself something that I want, which I can do any time of the day.
yeah, you can also buy anyone
I
else
can do
gifts
that. I
anytime
can
of
do
the
that literally any day I want. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day.
same thing for any other gift for any other person. Remind me not to have Christmas with you. God, why I had to give you a gift? Just could give it any other day.
What?
What?
What are you rambling on about?
Let's go to the next trailer, Sergio.
What?
Let's go to the next trailer.
Go ahead.
Next up, we got Suncoast, a movie that premiered at Sundance and is now going to Hulu with Searchlight Pictures distributing it. What do you think of this trailer, Sergio?
To be honest, I think I'm more interested in this than the others because of the fact like it seems to be well, it seems like a classic coming of age story, like this new girl in a new place with new people, and she tries to find herself throughout like all this grief that's happening inside her family and the reconnection she tries to get with her mother.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on this. I thought it looks really cool. I'm starting to get more into like slice of life movies. Have you ever seen Lady Bird?
No, I've heard of it. I just never seen it.
It's giving me Lady Bird vibes. Even with the mom and daughter arguing with each other and not really being on the same page with anything. And also, I also like this actress. She was in The Last of Us. She was Pedro Pascal's daughter at first before she nicked it. And Woody Harrelson, I also love him too. You know he's an Oscar winner.
Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, Oscar winner. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I
All
haven't
the
seen too many of his movies, but I do understand. I have seen like some of his movies, so I know he's a good actor.
you seen
But I haven't
Zombieland?
seen too many of his movies where he would have won.
You seen Zombieland, right?
Yeah, I see Zombieland.
Yeah, even in the second one, they make a joke that every single one of the main actors and actresses are Oscar winners. That's the part of the marketing too, because like all these Oscar winners are be fighting zombies. Yeah, okay, and it looks like going to be really touching too. I think it'll be, but more comedic than fun, or more comedic than sad. What do you think?
I think it's supposed to hit you in the feels. And that's what I get from like from like the trailer. It's supposed to be like a kind of like supposed to start like a very like down part in like time, like a very like sad part, and then like build and then goes through like a roller coaster of emotion, and as you get to a somewhat better kind of ending, that kind of thing.
Right. It looks cool though. I'm gonna get to watch. It's coming out February 9th on Hulu, so keep an eye out. All right. Let's start off with your first impressions of Superbad, Sergio. What do you think about Superbad?
I think it's a very like comedic, like raunchy comedy about high schoolers. Just really more like stereotypical high schoolers, but high schoolers nonetheless.
I thought this movie is one of the best comedies of all time, which I know is a really high bar, but I don't care. I think this is a really tight script from Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and A+ performances for all the cast members in it, and it was just resonated with me in a way too. Because between me and you, Sergio, we have a dynamic where sort of the same as Seth and Evan, Jonah Hill and Michael Cera, where
Mhm.
I'm always not really pushing you towards new things, but more like,
You always want to go through with something crazy that you think would be fun, and you end up convincing me to do the same just because, well, you don't want to do it by yourself. It's kind of like that dynamic where I am down to do certain stuff. However, for certain things, I need a little convincing, and for certain things, I just don't want to do.
right, exactly. I more likely came up to you multiple times talking about how, oh my god, this girl's super cool. We gotta figure out what to do. I got an idea. We're gonna go do this one thing. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna do some stupid things, and I don't care. You think it sounds stupid, but no, it makes perfect sense in my mind. And if you just listen to what my mind has to say, it all makes sense. Okay?
Yes, exactly how the conversations go.
Yeah. And what do you think about Jonah Hill's character in the movie?
To be honest, it feels like he goes a sort of like realization throughout the film, like how much his friendship with Evan means to him, and also of what kind of person he wants to be. Because like throughout the film, he gets very upset with a lot of things that are happening around him that are out of his control, and sometimes he takes it out on the people around. But then by the end of the movie, he goes to a realization saying like, despite everything that's happening, despite how mad he is, he cares about his friend more than anything, and he goes out of his way to try and help to try and to rescue his friend when the cops actually come to the party at the house, and he tries to get them out there before they notice.
I thought it was small but really big, nice arc with him too, because we realized later in the movie that he already knew about the housing papers with Evan and Fogel living together at Dartmouth. And throughout the movie, it's a looming threat of the thought that they're gonna be separated, and everyone around them is like, "Oh my god, are they gonna be able to live together without each other? What's gonna happen?" But then every time Seth has to interject and say, "Why is everyone so worried
You
about
guys
us?"
stop worrying about it because we're gonna be fine, even if we don't have to be around each other every single second of the day.
Yes, because we usually are in a pair, Seth and Evan, and sometimes Fogel. And speaking of which, let's segue and talk about Fogel. What do you think about him, Sergio?
His character is strange. He's trying his best to do something, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. His goal is the same as the other characters, like to get to this party, get drunk, get a girl, and how do I put I don't know how to really sum up his character or how to like define
I
him, mostly because like his character is just the same, but as in the beginning of the movie, and then he just gets caught up in these like crazy side adventures, like the when he went with the cops.
I will say he's a nerd of the group. Like, yeah, both of them might Seth and Evan might be smart, but Fogel feel like he is full on geek of the group, and so then we see him as this nerd.
I'm not sure about that because there's nothing really showing like how smart they are. It just shows them being regular teenagers that trying to do certain things in certain situations, and it I'm not sure if it's if any of the stuff they do is particularly smart.
But when he gets his ID, they ask him, "Why didn't you put you under? Why didn't you just say you're 21?" And he says, "How many 21s do you think there are living in this town? There's over 100 people to go, 100 teenagers go in there with fake IDs that all say they're 21."
Yes, but there's no proof of that.
But it's called strategy.
What strategy?
What do you mean, what strategy? He's saying he's 25, so this could be more realistic.
But he doesn't look anywhere near 25.
Yeah, funny enough, he was actually the youngest actor on set. He was actually underage throughout the whole movie.
So where's the strategy if he looks underage?
The strategy is he has to act over it, like act like he's old enough.
He doesn't. He acts nervous the
Not
entire time.
intentionally. When he goes to get the alcohol, he is like, "I love this stuff. Been drinking it for years. I heard it got add a little more hops to it, trying to make it more
What?
casual." You don't remember that?
No,
Yeah, it was literally before he got punched in the face.
I do not remember.
He's not trying to be paranoid either. Like, he just is. He's a nerd. Wouldn't you be scared if you're trying to pass off alcohol and you think you're gonna go to jail if you get it wrong?
Yeah, but and why didn't he wait? If it was all about strategy, why didn't he think of a first name?
It was either between that or Muhammad. But
Yes,
Muhammad has is one
it
of the
was
most commonly
about
used.
between McLovin and Mohammed, but that's just a last name.
Well,
Why
because
didn't he think about a first name?
are you asking me why the writers wanted to make?
Yes, because you're saying this. He did this all based on strategy. Because like there's not as many 21 people, but there he could pass for 25. So then why didn't he think of a first name?
That is his first name, his only name.
No, I said it's his last name. He said technically I don't have a first name.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know
Well,
everything.
that proves my point. That's saying like these guys are not that smart, and it seems like Fogel is just a geek, but he's not really smart. There's nothing proving that they are smart. They're just
Well,
average teenagers trying to get to a party and buying alcohol, and then getting caught up in this wacky adventure of trying to get these alcohol back to the party.
yeah, I can't really argue with that. But since we're leading on with McLovin, after he gets punched in the face, he comes across these two cops that interview him, asking him what happened with the punch, and why his name is really just McLovin. And what do you think of the cops, Sergio?
Honestly, I like their characters a lot more than the main characters, mostly because of like how I find them more funny than the actual characters. Because like it just seems like they're just being wacky just for the sake of being wacky. There's no drama, there's no like undertone of like a different meaning to it. It's just like them, they're buddies, and they're like really they're just like having really funny. There's hints of their backstory and like stuff about their character that they say throughout their conversations as they are riding around with Fogel. But overall, they seem like a very like refreshing like comedic element to the story as like we go through with Seth and Evans like a whole drama of trying to get the booze and talking about their future in the college and how they struggle with it.
I love the cops because both of the actors for him, Seth Rogen and Bill Hader, they just bring a not really a source of levity into this movie, but like comfort in a way. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't know, like because when you first see the cops, you think that they're gonna be a threat or like a opposing force for the movie, like they're gonna stop them from getting alcohol, take them to jail. I mean, that's what the first thing that Seth and Evans see when they look back when they come back from looking at their class roommate with Big Hooters trying to find them. When they come back to see them, they think like, "Oh, we're done. It's fucked over. We've been fucked over since Jump Street." But once you see them, they start like talking about like not. They seem stupid.
Incompetent.
Yeah, exactly. Incompetent. Literally just drawing an Eminem. But with this movie, also, they're just really funny. Even their background, like I feel like they could have their own spin-off. And I
I'm not
know,
really sure if that would work too much. I think more like a short of them would work better because I'm not sure how you can do like a story based off these two people unless you're gonna make something similar to like I don't know, Always Sunny in Philadelphia or like a New Girl where they just are like being a bunch of idiots just all the time.
I honestly thought you would have gone like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine route with that.
I guess so, but there's nothing really saying that they're good at their job. In Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they are good at their job sometimes, even though they do act like a couple of wacky at times, but they are good at their job.
Yeah, but I would still want to see them. I also want to see them in in another movie or like in a cinematic universe where they're all in every one of the movies. But I know it's impossible.
Mostly because I don't think the director has done that, has he?
No, Greg Matola, he did like a couple movies, but he did like a couple of episodes of Dave. Those two, I feel like they actually just had fun on set when they were doing it. Like I think everyone on this film set had fun. You could tell there was a lot of improvising in the movie. You could definitely tell.
I believe that's what makes any comedy fun when they are just able to act, just improvise, and everyone just gets a laugh out of whatever they're doing, despite what's happening.
Not always. Sometimes you need a good director or someone to tell you when to cut or when to stop. Because it might just be improvising until someone just says stop and everyone's too busy being quiet or laughing their ass off. And that's when you need a good director to say, that's okay, that's good. We'll stop it there. Because a lot of bad comedies will just rely on the talent to be funny enough for it to stand up a bad script. But this movie knows it has a good script and good people to where they can improvise in the confines of that script.
It relies on the talent to actually convey the characters and the situation that's happening, while the director puts it in the right direction.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I think this also stands out from from the other bad improv movies where this one could stay reign superior. I want to talk about the theme of the movie, like not really theme but like vibe of the movie, because throughout the movie you get
Tone?
I'm sorry?
The tone?
Yeah, the tone. That's what I meant, the tone of the movie, because they starts off with the Columbia logo and opening credits with the 70s esque background with 70s music playing Too Hot to Stop. And throughout the movie, we also have a bunch of 70s music playing, which makes me think that this movie, yes, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg directed it. I mean, no, they wrote it, but I feel like they based it off of their experiences together because even the main characters are named Seth and Evan. And knowing how old they are now, they might have grew up in the 70s.
How old are they actually?
You know what? Let me check. Seth Rogen is born in 82. Okay, shit. I guess it just thought might be a cool time period to set it in. Or not set it in, but to base it off of, but put it in modern times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's not really that many pop culture. There are not really that many references to modern day in the movie. Like, yeah, you'll have someone playing a PS2 or someone talk about MySpace or have a flip phone, but it's just only if they have to, or like a one-off joke. And even with their clothes, to where you see Seth Rogen, not really, oh shit, you'll see Jonah Hill wearing a Richard Pryor shirt, or Evan wearing a Monty Python Holy Grail shirt, and McLovin's clothing when they call him out looking like he's Pinocchio or Aladdin, but he might look like someone from the 70s. It's funny if this is our second movie where we talk about the 70s a lot.
I mean, usually you talk about movies about that time period a lot, mostly because like you seem to like those times.
Now let's talk about Michael Cera. I don't know why we were saving for last, but sure, let's go for Michael Cera. Evan. What do you think about Evan, Sergio?
To be honest, he's much more relatable to me, even though like a lot of the situations in this in this movie are not something I ever thought about or even tried to do. It just seems like he seems like the typical like kind of teenager that just is just like going with everything and not really doing much, like very passive in his role, where he's going along with everybody else, and while he has his own goal, he's not really doing much besides just going along with what everyone else is doing.
Because he's not selfish like Seth is sometimes, but he is sort of like, if this era there is a chance, I hope that there is a way for me to do it, because it's not really the only way, but it is fastest way for it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also I feel like he also doesn't want to be alone either. So he's like, yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah, we'll do it. Sure. I liked Evan in this too, like, because he reminded me of you too. So I'm telling you, like, I just relate to this movie a lot more than most people, mainly because our experiences around this time period too. Not a time period, but like at this age, I used to go to a lot of like not really a lot of parties, but I used to go like parties like this where I don't know where to do when people start dancing, and like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna start dancing, yeah, and not really knowing what to do when anything happens to me. Like, I'm gonna give you a scenario of what happens. I didn't say this happened, I'm saying hypothetically, but this example. Let's say this guy, let's call him Chase. He goes to this party. This is like a couple years ago. A girl starts twerking on him, and he doesn't know what to do, because where in his life would he have learned what to do when a girl twerks on him? So then someone's like, grab her, and like, okay, yeah, grab her by the waist. Then out of nowhere, turns out he's in the middle of the whole dance area, and everyone's looking at him like, what's he doing? And there's one guy in the background saying, this nigga don't know what he's doing. And then start laughing, and the girl looks back at him, and he's like, nah, and then walks away. Poor Chase. Yeah, I feel bad for him, but he's doing good now. I heard he has a girlfriend. Anyway, so let's finish this off, Sergio, with Superbad. If you could rate out of 5, what would you rate it?
Let's see. Probably like in between a 3 and 4, because like I said before, the raunchy humor is something I don't really like all that much. Although it does have good jokes, and I do enjoy like a lot of the situations that's happening in there. It's very funny, but then again, it's like very raunchy and very like weird kind of humor that I'm not used to, because well, at least I've never seen this kind of humor in this way. It is like very good for what it is, and do think it's like a really good comedy, which some other comedies could probably take inspiration from, as in the way it tells the story, and also lets the humor work with the story instead of like just being some random shit that happens in the background. But overall, yeah, somewhere between like a 3 or 4.
I gave this movie a 5 out of 5, because there's nothing else. A movie is good when there's movies that come after you that try taking on that style. Like,
Like
after
which
this
one?
came out, you know what? I take it back. I can't really find movies that are specifically like replicas of this. But I'm just saying,
I
like,
don't think anyone has made a replica of this. The only thing I can think of that would probably be possibly a replica of this would be like Bottoms.
yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking of. Bottoms and Booksmart. Have you ever seen Booksmart?
You know,
It's sort of the same thing, where it takes place right before graduation happens, and it's two girls that are trying to go to a party and be unlike, because throughout the whole year they've always been like the good girls, but this for one night they end up trying to go to parties and going crazy right before and one of them has a crush on a girl, the other one, I think, is Jonah Hill's sister, actually plays one of the actresses in it, the main actress in it. So, like, but that movie, I personally love, but I know some people that don't like it. And Bottoms, yeah, right now I feel about Bottoms. Bottoms is a 5 out of 5 movie. That movie, like, It's sort of not really in the same vein, but it's sort of the best way I could describe Bottoms
It
is
goes over. It goes overboard with the ridiculousness of the situation.
yeah, it's the
Like
best way.
it goes like way harder than this, mostly because of like almost everyone in there acts like an idiot, except for like the main group of characters.
Oh yeah, and it just feels like it's taking itself less seriously than Superbad, which is not taking itself seriously really at all. I mean, it's like a few scenes, but not really as much as Bottoms.
Yeah.
The best way to describe Bottoms to anyone listening is it's a lesbian high school fight club. The best words to describe it, and that might either get you interested, saying, "Oh my god, I should probably watch this movie," or you'd be saying, "What the hell is this? This sounds stupid." If you think it's stupid, but you don't mind that, give it a watch, please. Give it as much attention as you can. I can't stress enough how much this movie's amazing. And if you like football, Marshawn Lynch is in it. I don't know about much about football to say if that's a big draw, but I know who he is. I don't even watch football.
Don't you know him because he's an actor?
I know because he's in Bottoms and also an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
But how is he a big? How do you even know? How would you even know he's big in football? I don't think so.
Well, because that name sounds familiar, and also in Brooklyn Nine-Nine they mentioned he's a football player. He plays himself, but yeah. Bottoms, please get a watch. It's on Prime Video as of right now. Even if it's not on there, rent it, please. Buy it, rent it, bop it, twist it, smash it, pull it, do all the things. Anyway, so you gave it a 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5? Because we're sort of in between.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't figure it out because, like I said before, the raunchy humor is something I'm not a big fan of. But it is a very funny movie, and there are some scenes that I do find just the best. Like some scenes with the cops, sometimes just like in between Seth and Evan is just funny. So I guess it would probably be maybe like a
You have to choose 3 or 4.
3.9, I suppose.
Oh my god. Just say 4. Just say 4.
All right, then 4.
Yeah, because 3.9, if you estimate, that's 4. So yeah, we got our final results. For Sergio, 4 out of 5. For Chance, 5 out of 5. All right, Sergio. Well, thank you for having me on today's. God damn it, why do I keep on messing this up?
All right, then. Well, thank you for having me on today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.